Have you ever given your plants everything, water, sunlight, care, only to watch them droop lifelessly, their leaves pale and their growth painfully slow? You're not alone. Many gardeners pour their hearts, and honestly their wallets, into chemical fertilizers that promise lush growth, but deliver nothing lasting. But what if I told you that the real secret to soil that bursts with life isn't in a store-bought bottle, it's right in your kitchen? Two humble ingredients, orange peels and brown sugar, can be transformed into a living, breathing fertilizer that revives even the dullest soil. This isn't just a hack, it's pure, natural science in action, and once you see the results, you'll never throw away orange peels again. Welcome back to Crop Corner, your go-to gardening space where we turn simple household ingredients into powerful, sustainable tools for your garden's success. Today, we're diving deep into how this two-ingredient formula, what many call liquid gold, can transform your garden literally overnight. It might sound too good to be true, but this combination is backed by real biological chemistry. Orange peels are packed with potassium, phosphorus, calcium, and magnesium, nutrients that plants crave for vibrant growth. They also contain citric acid and natural essential oils that improve soil structure and help plants resist diseases and fungal infections. But orange peels alone can't unleash all their power. That's where brown sugar steps in. Brown sugar acts as a natural activator. It feeds the beneficial microbes that break down the orange peels, releasing their nutrients in a form your plants can instantly absorb. When these two ingredients ferment together in water, they produce what's known as a bioenzyme, a natural fertilizer teeming with good bacteria, organic acids, and enzymes that nourish your plants from root to leaf. While synthetic fertilizers give plants a quick nutrient rush, they often strip the soil of life over time. This natural mixture does the opposite. It feeds the soil ecosystem, enriching microbes, worms, and fungi that make your garden self-sustaining. The result: soil that stays fertile long after you've applied it, and plants that grow stronger, greener, and more resilient. Making this powerful soil booster doesn't require fancy tools or expensive ingredients. All you need are a few items from your kitchen and a little patience. Here's the exact formula: orange peel powder, 6 tablespoons, brown sugar, 6 tablespoons, and water, 2 liters. So, start by collecting your orange peels. Every time you eat an orange or make juice, just save them. Then, spread them out in direct sunlight until they're, completely dry and crisp. This step is actually pretty important because it prevents mold and really concentrates the nutrients. Once the peels are dried, go ahead and grind them into a fine powder. Next, prepare your water. If possible, try to use rainwater because it's free of chemicals, but if you're using tap water, let it sit uncovered for about 24 hours to allow the chlorine to evaporate. Chlorine kills beneficial bacteria, and we want as many of those as possible. Now, mix your ingredients in a clean container. Add the orange peel powder and brown sugar to the water, and stir well until the sugar dissolves. Make sure to cover the container loosely, not tightly, because the fermentation process releases gases that need space to escape. For the next 2 weeks, you'll want to stir the mixture every 2 to 3 days. You'll notice the color darkening and a tangy, slightly sweet scent developing. That smell means your bioenzyme is coming alive. After 2 weeks, go ahead and strain the liquid through a fine cloth. Oh, and don't throw away the leftover pulp. It makes excellent compost. Congratulations, you've just made your own batch of citrus bioenzyme fertilizer, a natural elixir for your soil. The best part about this fertilizer is its versatility. You can use it for both foliar feeding and root feeding depending on what your plants need. For foliar feeding, you'll want to dilute 1 part of your bioenzyme in 10 liters of clean water. Then, spray this directly on your plant leaves early in the morning or late in the evening, when the sun is gentle. The nutrients absorb quickly through the leaf surfaces, giving your plants an almost immediate boost in vitality. For root feeding, just use the same dilution and pour it directly around the base of your plants. This really helps the nutrients penetrate deep into the root zone, where they can fuel steady growth and, honestly, improve resistance to disease and pests. Apply every 2 weeks during the growing season and once a month during winter when plants slow down. For weak or struggling plants, a weekly dose works wonders until they recover. Within days, you'll notice greener leaves, stronger stems, and visible new growth. If you're a container gardener or, love your houseplants, this method works beautifully for you too. However, since potted soil retains nutrients a bit differently, you'll need a gentler formula. For potted or indoor plants, just dilute 1 part of your bioenzyme with 15 parts of water. Apply this mixture every 3 weeks during spring and summer, and then reduce to every 6 weeks during winter. This timing matches your plant's natural growth cycles and, honestly, helps prevent overfeeding. Because this formula is completely natural, there's really no risk of burning your plants, something that's unfortunately pretty common with chemical fertilizers. It nourishes gradually, building long-term health instead of just providing those short-term surges. Once you've strained your liquid fertilizer, you'll want to store it in a cool, dark place like, say, a pantry, or maybe even your garage. Be sure to keep the lid just slightly loose to allow for some continued mild fermentation. When it's stored properly, your citrus fertilizer can actually stay potent for up to 6 months. If you notice it smells a bit alcoholic, that means fermentation happened too fast, so next time just use a little less sugar. On the other hand, if it smells flat or you don't see any signs of fermentation, it might be because the water had too much chlorine, or maybe the weather was just too cold. Warmer temperatures can actually finish the process in as little as 10 days, while cooler climates might need about 3 weeks. The perfect batch, by the way, will have this tangy, earthy scent, not rotten or sour. Once you've mastered this basic version, you can, take it even further. Just add banana peels, vegetable scraps, or watermelon rinds to your fermentation jar to create a multi-nutrient blend. Banana peels add potassium for stronger stems and flowers, while veggie scraps add nitrogen for lush foliage. For an even greater microbial punch, add about half a cup of worm castings per liter of diluted bioenzyme before applying it to your plants. This introduces millions of beneficial microorganisms that keep improving your soil long after each application. You can even dig small holes in your garden, fill them with kitchen scraps, and pour your bioenzyme right on top. These nutrient pockets slowly release goodness back into your soil, feeding it from below the surface. This method is more than just a fertilizer, it's a philosophy. It's really about transforming everyday waste into something powerful and alive. By turning orange peels and brown sugar into bioenzyme fertilizer, you're not only growing healthier plants, but also reducing waste and nurturing the planet. And over time, your soil will become softer, richer, and just teeming with life. Every time you pour this golden liquid into your garden, you're actually building a living ecosystem, one that keeps feeding your crops naturally, season after season. And the results? Well, you'll see more blooms, bigger harvests, and a garden that practically glows with health. So, if you've been chasing that one natural secret to supercharge your soil, this is it. 2 ingredients, 1 simple process, and endless rewards. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Crop Corner and share it with your fellow gardeners. Together, let's make every crop timeless, every harvest abundant, and every garden a living haven of life.